la señora hizo la petición de modificar las órdenes, entonces ella hizo igual que la última vez, quiere que la sesión sea separada, y como ella hizo la petición, siempre empiezo con esa persona. Entonces empezaré con ella, ahorita lo llamo sobre la bocina y ya después le doy más información. Gracias.
Puedes pasar.
Dame un minutito.
Come on, go. I'm one of the court mediators at the Child Custody Recommended Counselors. It looks like the two of you have been here before, but not lately, right? And so you probably know the purpose of this is for parents. So you're here strictly as parents, talking about your two daughters and talking about court-ordered parenting time with each of you during the school year, during the holidays, talking about transportation exchanges. So physical custody and legal custody. And the idea is, the reality is, parents know better, especially when parents agree. Parents know better than anybody in the family law system, including the judge, including the recommending mediator, that's me now, including any attorney you might hire, including any child custody evaluator, if you had one. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to keep it child-centered, trying to keep it simple, which would mean mom and dad have an agreement, which becomes a court order. So that's number one. If that happens, that's the goal. If you don't have an agreement, then it's 100% up to the judicial officer on your case. And the legal standard is what's in the best interest of the children. And really what you get to is what's in the best interest of the children based on the information that the court has, which it turns out is pretty limited. Includes papers that you have filed, includes what you're saying in court, includes the recommendations and recommending mediator. Put that together, and it's a pretty limited basis that the court's making its order based upon. So the better way to go is mom and dad reaching an agreement. If there's any way to do that, do that. The other alternative, the way to get, assuming, let's say you don't have an agreement, then the way to get maximum relevant information in front of the court is a child custody evaluation. So that's the third option. If you have other issues in family court, save the other issues for somewhere else. So here we're strictly talking about Brooke and Peyton and current time. So current parenting schedule that makes sense for them. We may talk about the past, but I don't want to get stuck back in early 2019 or 2018 or 2017. So if you're talking about the past, remember, relate it to the current parenting schedule. It's all about what's best for your daughters currently, number one, and for mom and dad, in the second place.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Have the two of you talked prior to coming here?
I've attempted to speak with him. I've sent him
So you don't have an agreement coming in. That's what I'm getting at.
No.
Okay. And it looks like, can't tell, but it looks like you're doing week to week right now.
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long has it been that way, continuously?
Last 10 months. Last 10 months, and then it was before that. We had a brief period of interruption in that, but it's been that way since 2017.
Okay, so last Wednesday, and actually, I meant to say this, I didn't say this yet. So long as you're here, talking one at a time is really important. So will you do that, Dad? Allow Mom to talk uninterrupted? Yeah? Okay. And we do that, Mom, allow Dad to talk uninterrupted?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be critical, so I'm going to hold you
Yes,
both
it is.
to that one. So the last 10 months, it's been 7 days with Dad, 7 days with Mom. So that means going back to February?
February, what our court date was, yes.
It actually technically was before that. I got hired on my new job in February when I started. We went back into...
When do you think it was?
It was probably this time last year. And when the brief, there was only 6 months of an interruption since 2017.
Okay, let me slow you down. You're talking too fast.
Sorry.
Okay. So, alternating weeks, continuously since, you would say, since what month?
December of last year.
Okay, since December.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad would say, since,
It was since February. Yeah, I had full custody prior.
so December 2018 or February this year. It's not a huge difference. So my point is, from the girl's point of view, it's been alternating weeks for a significant period of time. And either one of you proposing to change that?
No, I wanted to keep that the same. The only thing I wanted to change was
Okay.
a
Let me
date.
just ask that question though. You're saying not really, so let's just go with
Right.
that.
Mhm.
So Dad, are you proposing to change that, the week to week?
I am, on the basis of the children going to school. Because as of right now, on mom's weeks, they're not going to school due to financial hardship on her end. So I'm requesting a new calendar put together so I can make sure that the girls are in school during the week and she still gets her custody.
Okay, so you live in Lake Elsinore.
Yes.
The girls go to Railroad Canyon
Yes.
Elementary. Mom lives in Riverside.
Mhm.
How far is that? Or how long is-
May I speak a brief, our court order says they're supposed to be enrolled in the Corona Norco Unified School District.
It doesn't say that.
It does, I have it right here.
All right, well, the most recent order says Railroad Canyon. So that's the
No,
one-
there's no order that says Railroad Canyon, none at all. The only current court order says Corona Norco Unified School District. This is the only current court order we have on file.
Well, I just read it, so.
It's right there. It's also highlighted there.
This says
Corona
children are
Norco Unified School District.
attending, currently, that's all.
Yeah.
When
Corona
I-
Norco Unified School District. Railroad Canyon has never been, ever been ordered.
Okay. Maybe I was reading the wrong case. Let me pull it up. I would swear I saw something else.
They've been going there for the past 2 years, maybe that's what you saw from my paperwork.
I thought that the court even went out its way to address it
No, that's why we're here.
October 30th.
I wish.
So October 30th,
I-
Carrie Justice is present, so that's somebody's attorney.
That's my turn.
Sandra Lewis is present, representing herself. Dad is not present. Okay. So this is Department 401. Judge Poole. Okay. Court makes no order as to changing the children's school at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
They had to come here first, and then we go back in January.
And then, page 2, it says, court finds it's in the best interest of the children not to disrupt by transforming schools in the event the children are removed from Lake Elsinore, the written consent of the other party is required. Okay, so that's close to saying
But it's not.
continue going to school in Lake Elsinore because the court minute order says court finds it's in the best interest of the children not to disrupt by transferring schools. So that
Until we
means
get
their
something.
current school, it's in
But-
the best interest for the kids to attend their current school, and their current school is Railroad. Okay.
But it was never supposed to be Railroad Canyon.
And then the court orders that any change is gonna be by agreement of both parents.
Correct.
And the judge also informed his attorney he wasn't there to have the kids enrolled in this because I had orders to show cause that I dropped so we could get the scolding filed first, that I will be refiling,
I'm just
but
telling you what the order says. So that-
but it says no
that's
new
what it
orders,
says.
correct? No new orders?
I'm not gonna, it says what it says, so, okay. There's not much to talk about.
Okay.
So we're talking about the timeshare. And you've been doing week to week for at least 10 months. Dad wants to change it based on school attendance.
Correct.
So I was starting to ask Mom, how far is it from where you live to Railroad Canyon?
30 miles, 31 miles one way.
It takes you
And,
maybe a half hour.
no, it takes an hour. It's from here to Lake Elsinore. It takes an hour there and an hour home, minimum.
So why does it take an hour? It must be traffic.
It's traffic, yes. Also, Sean works in Corona, and our kids were in Stallings Elementary their entire school life up until this
Okay,
point.
all right, let me slow you down. We're gonna get there, but we gotta do this one step at a time.
Okay.
If I ask you a question that's very narrow, and you just say all the stuff you want to say, and then you do the same thing, pretty soon we're just going to be all over the place.
Okay.
So, we do one step at a time. We'll get there. So you're saying it's 1 hour each way.
Yes.
Is it ever less than that? The drive, does it ever take less than an hour?
I'm going during school, traffic hours, so no.
Okay. And
Maybe
so,
that's
do you drive the kids to school right now, Mom?
No, I pick them up on Friday, and then I take them to the Corona Police Department where exchanges are on the following Friday. I've worked it out with the school. I do home study with them while they're with me. They're on independent study when they're with me. I got it approved through the district.
So for 1 week out of 2, they do, what's it called?
Independent study. We have a contract with the school.
And do you have that?
Not with me, no.
So what's the reason for the independent study?
Because I can't afford to take them to Lake Elsinore. The gas, you're talking about 1,200 miles a month in driving 1 week, to and from. I've broken down my finances to Sean in hopes that since he works in Corona and the kids have went there, that we could come to an agreement to put them in a school that is beneficial to both of us, where we both can do it. Corona's not in our district, so.
So how long has it been that way, where the kids are doing 1 week where they go to Railroad Canyon, and then 1 week home
This entire
independent
time.
study with Mom?
Since February.
So since February?
Mhm.
Okay. And so the school signed off on that in February?
Not anymore.
Okay, but in February?
In February, yes.
Do you have a copy of what they?
I do. I have the email right here
They
that's
said-
stating as of they come back from Christmas vacation, that they will not allow her to do independent study anymore because the
So
girls are,
from the school's point of view, not, because I understand
Yeah.
a little bit about your point of view, maybe
Yeah.
your point of view.
They
From
tried.
the school's point of view, what are they saying?
they tried to do it, but as of right here, the email from the district superintendent, the girls are struggling in school from their teachers, and so this is the email to both of us stating as of January 14th, they expect the girls to be in school, and if not, they're gonna go through the truancy orders of everything.
Okay.
Because they're hurting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And so you got an email?
Yes.
What's the date of the email?
November 22nd, right before they went on break.
Did you file that?
No, not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
And Mom, have you read that email?
no, I haven't.
Do you want to read it?
If you want, it's addressed to
Not at this time. This is my interjection. I don't agree with my kids not going to school every day, but I don't see how this is a better option when my kids can go to a school that they've been to their whole life and we both can get them there. I don't understand how trying to change custody and rip my kids' lives apart and constantly cause this emotional turmoil is the proper action when you and I
Okay,
could just
but I'm not
discuss.
asking that. I'm just asking about the email.
No, I don't have the email. I do not care to
So,
read it at this time because
Would you be surprised to learn that the school is saying this is not great for the kids?
I've said this isn't great for the kids. Me and the
Okay.
school are in agreement of this,
Okay.
and we're hopes that
They
we can
wouldn't be
find something
surprised
better.
if the school said that, 'cause the school is saying that. Okay.
It's not better, no.
Okay, the school is saying this is not working. Right?
It's not working,
Right.
no.
And let's say Brooke, so she's 10,
Yes.
in 5th grade. Does she have a point of view on the
Yes.
school attending in person?
Yes.
and a week not attending?
She called.
So asking Deb.
She called last night.
Mhm.
And
What's Brooke's point of view?
She wants to go
as
to
a
school.
10?
She wants to be in
She
school.
wants to go to a school every day.
She wants to be heard, and I'm doing my best
Okay.
to make her.
Let me just ask you, does she want to go to school
Every day, yes,
Okay.
yes.
What does Brooke say?
She
about
wants to go to school every day.
Yeah.
And how about your 8-year-old daughter?
Yes, she wants to go to school every day.
Okay, so both girls.
Mhm.
Or telling both parents.
Yes,
All right, that matters, because we're talking about them.
Correct.
exactly.
Now, the girls first started at Railroad Canyon.
No.
When?
2017.
Okay, so like continuously you've been going to Railroad Canyon since.
Yeah.
They started in
the-
2018.
The previous time was I had full custody due to
But
issues.
I'm not
with-
asking you.
No, I know.
I'm not
So
asking
that's
you.
how they were.
I'm just
Yeah.
asking about school.
Yeah.
You've been going to Railroad Canyon continuously since when?
2017 August 2017.
Okay, so you would say beginning of
This
the
is
school
it.
year,
Yes.
2017 school year.
Correct.
Okay, that's all right. So that means 2017, 2018.
This is the second school year that they're
And
in.
now 2018, started 2018.
And just in this August, so it's
And
been
this-
1
wouldn't this
year
be
and a
the-
little bit of time.
This would be the third school year,
No,
wouldn't it?
this would be the second
Going
school year.
second.
Okay,
2
so if they
years
did 2017 into 2018.
And right now we're doing 2018 to 2019. So this August would have been the second year that they were enrolled there, and it's now just December.
Okay.
So they've only been there
So right now it's
in the school year.
2019. So the school year started August 2019.
Correct.
So the current school year is August 2019 to
June.
May
Yeah.
or June 2020.
Correct.
Okay. So last school year was
Railroad.
2018 August until June of this year.
So a year and a
Correct,
half
yeah,
they've
yeah,
been at
yeah,
this school.
correct, yeah.
So they went to Railroad Canyon that whole school year,
Mhm.
last school year. So for Brooke, that would have been fourth grade, right? She did
Yes.
fourth grade at Railroad Canyon.
Mhm.
And where did she do third grade?
She did kindergarten through third grade at Stallings Elementary.
Okay. So she did fourth grade,
Mhm.
starting at Railroad Canyon.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if she started fifth grade in August of 2019, she must have started fourth grade in August of 2018.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so they started Railroad
It was
Canyon
18, yeah.
in 2018.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
August of 2018. And ever since they've been going to, well, not ever since, but since February, you said,
Mhm.
it's been the 1 week at home with mom.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
On Independence Day.
Alright. So I'm gonna ask Dad this question first, because he filed the request for order most recently. Then I'll ask you, Mom.
I actually filed it first, but that's okay.
No, most recently.
Oh, most recently, okay, yes, you're
Yeah,
correct.
that's what we go by. Who
No,
filed-
I apologize.
Who brought it here? So Dad brought it here since he filed the request for order most recently. But like I said, you know, you're both here as parents. And the idea is to problem solve and for the two of you to reach an agreement regarding physical custody. Taking into account real life, you know, which means where you live, which means the girl's relationship with each of you, which means things like work schedules, like, you know, whatever else that's current. And so the question is, you know, for the girls, you know, what's best for them? This is not like a wish list, like
No.
Dad's wish list or Mom's wish list. Like, what's best for them when it comes to parenting time with each of you? Would you say currently?
If they're going to school,
So they're going to be going to school.
if she's taking to school, 50-50 is fine. If she can't take them to school because of financial reasons, then that's where we put together a new calendar.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if they're going to Railroad Canyon, then maintain the week to week.
Yeah.
That means going in person.
If she could, yeah.
Okay. And
Because
I'm gonna ask you about the other school, but I won't. I'll hold off on that.
Well, the
So,
other
yeah.
school is 22 miles from our house, and then my school that they've been going to since they had the is
How
32.
far is that? How far is that from your house?
From my house? It's in my district, so about like 10 miles, 8 miles,
No,
something like that.
it's 2.1
It's not
miles away
far.
from your house.
So it's how far from your house?
It's probably like 5 miles, 8 miles. Yeah.
Mom thinks it's a couple miles.
I
could
know,
be,
I know it is,
yeah.
it's literally 2.3 miles
'Cause
away
I'm
from
in
his
the
house. I've done
district.
the
Okay.
Google
Yeah, I'm
Maps.
in the district, so that's why. So the
And it's
school that
off.
they're at to where she goes is 30 miles. The school that she wants them to go to, that she's not in the district, I'm not in the district.
I have a
she moved to
district-approved,
Riverside,
transfer.
Okay.
is 20 miles. So we're
Alright,
talking 10
alright.
miles.
So Dad says, keep the week to week. Kids go to Railroad Canyon where they've been going. Attend school every day. Dad drives them his week. Mom is responsible for getting the kids to school her week. And that's
And if-
school time schedule.
And if not, I have a different calendar that will give
Okay.
her summers
Alright.
and stuff. Yeah.
And Mom? So same question, making this all about Brooke and Peyton, trying to simplify things, make it child-centered, make it all about them. What would that look like?
Are you asking what?
What's
I-
best for the girls when
Okay.
it comes to quarter?
In my opinion, what's best for my girls is to have their parents equally, not in just summers. And it would be fair for them to be in a school that we both can get them to. Sean Lewis works in Corona. I'm not trying to make the kids go to my district. I have an approved district transfer to get them back into the school that they were originally at, that we both
Okay.
can get them to on an everyday basis without a
So
problem.
you're saying equal time if they change schools? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want an equal time regardless. I just can't get, I don't have the financial means. I don't have another partner. I don't have other, it's me. It's just me. So I can't spend, we're in the car, that's 2 hours a day for my kids to be in a car, first of all, when they
Okay.
were already going.
So let's try this. So let me answer this way. And then if this isn't the way you want to frame it, you can frame it the way you want to frame it. But they go to Railroad Canyon, and they've gone there for a school year and a half. I think there's a pretty good chance, unless the two of you agree otherwise, which right now you don't, I think there's a pretty good chance the court's going to say, well, they need to stay in their current schools for sure the remainder of this school year. Pretty good chance that's going to happen. So, if they go on to Railroad Canyon, then what should the court orders say about parenting time with each of you?
I think it's unfair that my kids who want to go to Stallings have to give up their mom in order to stay at a school. And I think it's unfair that another parent doesn't take into an account that my kids don't need a mom on the summers. They need a mom 50% of the time, which is every other week.
Okay, so if they continue to go to their current school, what should the court order say about parenting time with each of you during the school year?
Parenting time should never change other than 50-50. And
So can you get them to school?
I can get them to a school that they're supposed to be in
No,
legally.
you're not answering my question.
I can't get them to that school. I
Okay.
can't. So then my kids I lose my kids because I can't afford that.
So in the hypothetical I'm asking you, which includes the kids going to their current school in Lake Elsinore, you're saying week to week really isn't feasible because of transportation, because of the distance, right? Okay. So let me ask you the obvious question. Just like a little side question, but the obvious question is, you live in Riverside. So any thought about moving to Elsinore?
I can't. I work in Riverside.
Okay.
He lived in Corona.
Okay, I'm asking.
We grew up here in Corona.
Okay,
He just recently moved.
I promise you I'm going to ask that.
We lived our whole lives here.
Okay.
Him and I grew up here. We went to high school together here. He
Yeah.
just recently moved.
Okay. So if you were living in Elsinore, for example, then the week to week would be easy to do, right?
I can't live in Elsinore. I don't own a home. I rent an apartment. I'm locked in. And I work right down the street.
Okay. So you rent an apartment, is it like week? Is it
It's
month to month?
no, I'm in a year lease.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just recently moved there, and I
Alright.
work at Parkview Community
So you're
Hospital.
saying you live in Riverside, you're going to continue living in Riverside. That's the answer.
Yeah, because I work and
Okay.
live in Riverside. He works in Corona.
Okay, but I'm just asking you to speak for yourself. And Dad, speaking for yourself. So you live in Lake Elsinore.
Sure do.
Any possibility of you moving to Riverside or closer to Riverside? What would that be, like Corona, right?
No, I bought a condo out there, and so we own. I have a mortgage and everything. I have 2 other kids. One's in Elsinore High School and one's in Elsinore Middle.
Okay, so you're not planning on moving
No.
either in the foreseeable future?
No,
Okay.
the girls were in Railroad last year too, and she still decided to move to Riverside, which.
Okay, all right, so hold on.
Yeah.
Because what I know, the same thing you know, as soon as you start talking for each other, that's when things really fall
Okay.
apart, guaranteed. But if you will just talk for yourselves,
You got it.
there's half a chance, there's a pretty good chance, this can be somewhat productive. So, okay, so we're talking right now, still. If the kids go to their current school, so here we are in December, I think you go to court in January. So if for the rest of this school year, which is through May or June, the kids are going to Railroad Canyon, let's say the judge is saying, well, Mom, during the school year, time with you should be what then? Because you can't do the drive because it's too far and the traffic's tough. I mean, how to maximize time with
I
you.
honestly can't.
Understanding it's not your first choice at all. I
I
got
can't
that.
contemplate it.
So would it be like,
I have no idea what it would be.
is there one day a week where you can do it?
One day a week that I can take my kids to school?
Yeah.
That I do that one day a week. I pick them up.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is, if the kids are staying at their current school, could you do like Wednesday to Thursday plus a bunch of weekends or something? I'm trying to get you to, it's like a plan B.
No, I've arranged my work schedule. I work 6 days on and I'm off for 8 days. I'm an RN. I work 3 12-hour shifts in a work week. And I have set up so that I'm with my kids the entire time I'm with them.
Oh, so you're available the whole
I'm available
week.
the whole time I'm with them.
Okay.
And I've done this on purpose so that I could be with them the
Okay.
entire time. So I can't
Okay,
shift that.
So if the kids are going to Railroad Canyon, to this school year, what should the court order say about your time, the girls' time with you? Take into account real life, because this is real life, the distance.
I honestly don't know what I'll do. I can't
Okay,
even
so
fathom
the
it.
answer is I'm not sure, because
I really don't know, because I
Alright.
really don't know.
And so, Mom, you're talking about the girls, what's best for them. You were saying what's best for them is what?
Is to have their parents,
So
not just
would
on
that-
summers.
How would that work?
Every other week. Put them in a school that we both can take them to.
What
But
schools? What schools?
I'm not saying come to my district or me go to his district, somewhere in the middle. He works in Corona, the school's in
Do you
Corona.
have an idea where that would be?
Stallings Elementary School. It's the school that they were in their whole life
And
before
where,
this.
what city is that?
It's in Corona.
Okay, so is that what you're proposing?
Yes. 'Cause
And as of next school year or as of?
I already have an approved interdistrict transfer, just waiting for the approval from the judge for both kids.
Okay, so what you're talking about is January 2020.
Yeah.
So when do the kids go to Stallings Elementary?
They went there every school year before the railroad. That's their home school.
So Brooke went there.
Kindergarten through a third grade.
Kinder through
Third.
third.
Mhm.
Okay.
She knows everybody at the school.
And that, so is that right? The girls went to Stallings, or Brooke went to Stallings, kindergarten through third grade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And that's in Corona.
Corona.
And about how far is that from you?
That's like 25 miles, I think.
It's not.
It's technically 10 miles further, so 10 miles more, so, because from her house to Stallings is 20 miles, and from her
He's
house to the
asking-
school that they're at is 30, so I'm guessing it's probably around
No,
25
he's
miles.
asking your house to
You know how
Stallings.
far it is from
It's
your
the same
house?
from
That's
your
what I'm
work.
saying, so about 25 miles.
2 miles away from his work.
Because it's about 10 miles further than their current school.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
their
more,
current
yeah,
school is
yeah.
something like 2 miles, Mom said, and you said, yeah, it
Yes.
might be. So that'd be like 12 miles, wouldn't it?
Well, it's more like 5 miles, but yeah, so you're looking at
Maybe
about
12 to 15.
Yeah, and to get to Corona, it's 22 miles, I think it was.
Okay.
So.
And how
still,
far is it from where you live?
It's 11 miles, 11 point something miles from my house.
It's 22 miles. I Google mapped it.
No,
What's-
my,
Wait, no, wait, what's 22 miles?
no, Stallings.
Her house to Stallings is 22 miles. Her house is 5. Google mapped it. Yeah.
It's how many miles is it?
32 miles from your
No,
house
I
to
meant
my
Stallings,
school.
because my phone said 11 miles.
22 miles.
From my house to Stallings, it's not like it's a little. It's about 12 miles from my house. It's Corona,
And from Dad's to Stallings, you would estimate is how?
about 15, 18 maybe.
So, since you don't live in Corona, either one of you, how could they go to school?
I got an interdistrict transfer, so it's already been approved by the district. I can physically, I can afford to take them there, and
Okay.
I can do that.
So Dad asked me,
Yeah.
so again, this is all about the girls, right?
Right.
Um,
They love the school they're in.
you hear Mom's idea, which is, you know, we
Meet in the
can
middle.
have the girls go to school
Change them.
somewhere more in the middle, and then we can do the week to week during the school
And I can
year.
afford to take them every day. I want to take them every day.
So how about that, Dad?
I have a few problems. My girls have been going to school for 2 years. They'll be 2 years there. I'm not going to change them in January. That's crazy to change their school. My oldest daughter, she wants to go to Railroad. And if there's a way that the court system will talk to the girls, she would gladly let you guys know that this is where she wants to be. Secondly, she's going to junior high next year. She's not going to be going to Stallings. She goes to junior high in 6th
Stallings
grade.
goes to 6th
But
grade.
out here, she would be going to junior high with her friends, which one she wanted to go to. As of the financial stuff, it's hard for me to believe it because the math is all, I mean, we're talking 10 miles. And we're talking you have $1,000 after all your bills are paid and you can't take the girls 10 days a month to school. Even right now.
To and from,
Hold on,
Sean.
hold on. So Dad, you're questioning Mom driving from where she lives to the.
And it's her
railroad.
day off. I'm
Right.
just kind
We're
of
not gonna
confused.
settle. We're not gonna settle.
No, I know.
It's putting my
hard
kids in
to
a car for
fathom.
1,200 miles a month.
It's not
They don't
1,200.
need to.
It's
It is.
320 a week.
No, it isn't.
Your math
It's
isn't-
32 times 2
All
is
right, hold on. So we're
62
gonna talk-
times
we're gonna
5
talk one
is
at a time. So
times.
Her
the
math.
fact-
Two
the
ways.
fact is, for the girls, it's a long commute, right?
Because it's 30
Well,
minutes.
It's an hour.
She's throwing on
It
an hour
depends-
for
it
30
depends on
miles.
traffic.
Yeah, I
So-
guess we could say that. So I could say the same thing
But
for girls.
it's a long commute for the girls.
Yeah, but they've been going there for 2 years. They want to go there.
They don't have
If the court would allow, because I don't know how old they have to be. She's going to be 11 in April. I don't know if that's something that my attorney could put forward for them to talk.
It's
I mean,
considered an adult decision.
I mean, if
Meaning
whatever they say, I go
The
with
adults
it.
right here,
Yeah.
if not the adults right here, the adult wearing the black robe.
Right.
I
I'm just
I wish
curious
we
if
could
you-
find, like, I'm trying to find a way in the middle, like, I'm not trying to make him come all the way to my district, because I think that's preposterous. But I can't get him to see, I can't find, like, I'm trying to find a middle ground where our kids don't have to go without a mom for a school year.
It's not clear.
No,
In the
or,
end-
or just see their mom on a summer, like,
It's
that's
fine.
not appropriate for
It's
little
not.
girls. Little
Alright,
girls who are gonna go through
Let
puberty.
me jump in here, 'cause we're not gonna do it this
Yeah.
way. We're not gonna do it like you guys are talking about. So if the kids continue at Railroad Elementary, I was just asking Mom, then what should the court order be? Mom's saying, like, you know, the week to week's not gonna work.
And the calendar
your
we've
answer
given
is-
her, the calendar we put together gives her Friday to Monday. So she would only have to take the kids to school Monday and pick them up Friday after school. Because currently, right now, she
But
doesn't
I
pick
have
them
to
up.
work.
Mom, hold on a second.
Because currently, after school on Fridays when she picks them up, she doesn't pick them up after school. She picks them up before lunch.
Okay, so Dad, let me understand you. So you're saying Friday to Monday every week?
Friday to Monday every week, and every first, third, and fifth weekend, giving me Tuesday or Monday through Thursday. So that gives her 47% and gives me 53%.
So wait a second. So when you say first and third weekend,
First, third, and fifth weekend she would get also, because she's not being able to do
so
the
you just said every weekend.
every other. No, every other. First,
Oh.
third, and fifth weekend. Then she would get them from Friday after school till Sunday technically, because she has to take them to Monday, and Monday would be an overnight with me. So she would have Friday to Sunday, first, third, and fifth, and then she would get the summer, spring break, and it totals out to.
So how would
47.
the vacations work? From what you're
It would be pretty much her. I'm
so
giving
say
her.
summer vacation would be mostly with Mom.
It would be mostly with
Meaning-
Mom,
meaning
unless.
what, like 2 weeks out of 3 with Mom, or how?
No,
would you-
no, she gets the whole summer.
Okay,
She
so
would get the whole.
continuous time with Mom.
She would get the whole June and
Like
July.
every other weekend with Dad or something. 'Cause the
No,
girls
she-
need to see both of you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
This, I've arranged my work schedule so that I'm off when I have my kids. When we do things like this, then I'm working 12-hour shifts when I have kids and sleeping during the day because I work at night, and that's not benefiting my kids, so they're not gonna get their mom. The way that they get their mom and their dad is if they go somewhere in the middle that we both can afford to take our kids to. And we have a little understanding of,
okay, so Mom, let me ask you, okay? Because I was reading you this before. And what I'm clear on is there's a way you have in mind where you're saying it really, really needs to be this way, right? Oh, well, hold on. But what I'm pointing out is, and you know this, when parents don't agree, and what you're telling me is you don't agree, right? And that's not news to you, right?
well,
So Mom, what I would like to do is at least get your proposal for a plan B. Understanding that your proposal.
my plan B would be that my kids go to my school district and follow his schedule in the opposite.
Okay, so the question is.
Same exact thing, but
Mom.
my school district.
Okay. Let me ask you, so plan B, they're going to their current school, then how to do that? So is your answer like really, like I don't have an answer to that? And the reason I'm asking like that, I mean, the court did say, the court finds it's in the best interest of the children not to disrupt by transferring schools.
Do you know why they
That's
said that? It's because he wasn't in
Okay.
court.
Mom? So,
And the judge also
okay,
literally
Mom,
said,
hold on. So the person that said that is the person in charge of making the decision.
can I speak on this? Because,
And so that's why it makes sense to treat it like, okay, that's likely to be the decision.
well, the judge said in
In
court
January.
to his attorney, I would advise you to tell your client to follow the court order and maybe get them back into, you can read the minutes, the actual verbiage that was said in court, he was not
Well,
there.
Just say it. So the court said,
The judge said, he told his attorney, I would advise you to talk to your client because it does look like Mrs. Lewis is correct in the fact that the kids are to be enrolled in this Corona Norfolk Unified School District. The judge literally said those exact words. In fact, I was shocked that after court, his lawyer apparently did not advise him as the judge had told him to advise. Because I dropped court, 4 OSCs in regards to this matter in order to try to get my kids back into school, which I dropped without prejudice into this.
okay. So,
And he
So
lied that day in court.
Here's a dangerous question, but I'm gonna ask it. So there was a time, not that long ago, where you were planning on moving to Texas, right?
Mhm.
And when was that?
That was January of last year,
2018.
2018, yeah. That was when, that's when I had
And
that.
if I read the court file, you were planning to move to Texas.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, and that was at the same time, was
Yes.
it? Okay. And where in Texas were you moving?
Dallas area,
You,
Denton area.
you were moving to Dallas area?
Mhm.
Okay, so you had that coordinated between the two of
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And it was notarized and everything.
And then it didn't happen because what? You
She
had to
changed
go-
her mind.
No, because I was
Well-
trying to flee Texas because I was in a very abusive relationship. I ended up getting a restraining order against this person. It was able to climb my way out of that mess, which is why we set that up in the first place. And I landed and I got a job as an ER nurse at Parkview Community Hospital. And I've lived here my whole life. When I went and saw Texas, it wasn't for me.
Yeah, okay, so you were in Texas and there was a.
I never went to
domestic
Texas. I know, I lived here my whole life.
violence-
I
so the
visited
domestic-
Texas
the
to
domestic
see if this would
violence,
work.
Where was that? Was that in
That was
Riverside?
here, in Corona.
Was there a restraining order?
I have a restraining order against the individual as of now. Like, it's been for over a year now. I
Was
still
there a
have it.
criminal case?
Yes, he was arrested and then he violated the restraining order and was sent back to jail.
So were the kids present?
No.
Either one of the children we're talking about here?
No.
I had full custody.
And do you have any other children?
No.
Okay, were you arrested?
Once I was not filed on, it was during an altercation where I got my head busted open.
So
She was
when,
arrested.
Dad, hold on.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I just made some.
So when was that?
It was June 29th, 2018.
And so you were arrested
Mhm.
and the allegation was
There,
violence?
there was no, yeah, the
And
allegation
it wasn't filed?
Right,
Okay. Any CPS
no.
involvement as a result of that?
No, I had asked him for help to take the kids in that time because I knew I needed to get out of the situation. And I was living with a gentleman at the time, so I asked him for help while I got out of that situation.
Right. So since I'm asking you about this, I'm gonna ask you both about this. The criminal history, Mom, for you, any criminal convictions? You're 33,
None.
going all the way back to your 18, so that's what?
None.
15 years.
Then I'm a registered board with the state of
Misdemeanors,
California.
everything. So you're a
Nothing.
registered nurse,
Nurse.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And when it comes to alcohol, other
Nothing.
drugs, any substance abuse history
Nothing.
that you would
No.
say apply?
He's accused me many times. I've filed like 8
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
negative.
And if the order says, if the family order says no drinking or
I don't drink, I don't
any
do
other
anything.
drugs, that would be fine with you?
Absolutely.
Does it already say that?
No,
Okay. So you're okay if it says that?
absolutely.
And so Dad asked, I'm asking you,
Yeah.
your experience,
Yeah.
your criminal conviction. So you're
None.
34, going all the way back 15 years. Any misdemeanors?
Nothing.
Any substance abuse?
Nope.
And your part, beer, wine, liquor,
Drugs.
other drugs.
I've had full custody of my kids. I haven't missed a day of
So
custody.
substance abuse, not a
Not
thing
at
you're
all.
saying.
Nope. Not
If the order,
arrested,
if the
nothing.
order says no drinking alcohol, are you asking for that when it comes to Mom?
That and smoking, but yeah, that would be nice. Smoking's already in there, but there's no way of actually
Yeah.
doing it, yeah.
And would it apply to you, the no drinking?
Of course, yeah.
and marijuana smoking?
Oh,
and stuff like that?
no,
So that's easy for the two of you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
easy, yeah.
Well, I mean, the good news is you're both saying, well, yeah, we can do week to week. But of course, the challenge is the distance. So if you had like a helicopter, I mean, this would be done, right? You wouldn't be here.
Or just like a middle ground,
Yeah.
meeting in the middle, compromise.
And see, my side is we've been doing this, and yeah, I know she's messed up. She was on a lot of stuff. Everything happened. I took the kids full time. Great, you're coming back into their lives. I have no problem
I've been
sharing
back.
it, but why are we gonna uproot and
6
change
months.
everything?
Yeah,
She
okay.
chose she chose a route to Riverside, closer to her work
Okay,
instead
all
of her
right, so hold on,
kids.
so I'm not asking about
Yeah.
that. So, no.
You aren't,
Yeah.
you're saying I didn't choose closer to
But Mom-
you. My kids grew up here.
No,
We
let me-
grew up
let me-
here.
Let me ask you. So there was a time prior to December 2018, so let's see, December 2018, so before that, there was a different timeshare schedule, which was like
Is it-
approximately. what
There was
it?
a 6 months from June
Uh-huh.
2018 to December
Mhm.
that I had this issue to trying to get out of, I don't have family or help or any of that around here. So that's what it took. 6 months is all it was.
When you say this issue, I'm not calling you, what issue?
This break from the 1 week on, 1 week off.
Yeah.
We had 6 month break from the 1 week on, 1 week off, and I still saw them during this time. I
Okay.
just didn't have,
So why was that? Why was there a break?
because I was in the abusive relationship and I had nowhere else to go at the time.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
That's what that was. So
And then prior to that.
we were every other week. Since 2017, it's been every other week.
2017 up until June.
Up until June 2018,
Okay.
then a 6-month break, and then back.
So in June, you said to Dad, like, hey, we need to.
Hi, I need help.
We need to change this.
I said, I need help. This is what I'm going through right now. Can you please take the kids? And he said, yes, if you sign this document.
Yeah. Okay. And so June, through the school year, yeah, 2018, and then the kids' time with you during that 6-month period was roughly what?
I saw them. We didn't have anything set. It was whenever I had an availability. I didn't have a car at the time. I was kind of at my rock bottom. So
Mhm.
whenever I had means or I found a way to get there, I got there. I get a hotel. I take them to,
Was it like once a month? Was it like
At least
every
once a
other
month.
week? Like
At least once a month.
For a weekend or for a day?
Yes, for a weekend. For Christmas, we took a couple days. I had them for a couple weeks before that.
Okay.
Whenever I had an opportunity, I took it. It was never less than a month. I never went more than a month without seeing them ever.
Okay. So it's a lot less than the every other week,
Yes, it was.
and it lasts about 6 months.
Mhm.
And so, like I think I was saying when you first came in, like it's not critical the two of you agree on every little thing talking about the past, but is that about right?
No.
So just talking about a 6-month period.
If everything's been filed, I have all the exhibits for everything. On our daughter's birthday in April 21st, 2018,
Mhm.
I had to call the cops, and I took the girls from her because she was on drugs with her boyfriend at the time, and they were left home alone. I have the text messages, everything.
They were not left home alone. There was 4 adults in the
All
house.
right, Mom, hold on, please.
But everything's been filed with the court, all the exhibits, so I
Alright.
took them full-time at that time. Then in June, she wanted me to buy
I
her
got them the next
car and
weekend after
everything, and we had talked about going to Texas, moving to Texas. You need to get out of here, get away from your friends, get away from the drugs, let's move. She agreed, we got it notarized. From there, she didn't see the kids till August of their first day of school. That was I have the text message, it's all in there,
That's right.
yeah.
I'm sorry, this whole drug use, I'm sorry, he
It
used to
doesn't-
sell,
Our
Mom,
timeline.
and
he used to
Dad.
sell pills from Kaiser,
Mom.
knock it off.
Mom,
Okay.
so it's not like everything needs to line up that the two of you are talking about, but here's what I want to point out, because it sounds like what you're saying is, there have been times where the two of you are working together pretty well. Like
He works-
co-parenting relationship, right? I mean, would you say that?
When she needed me, yeah.
Mom, would you say that? Between the two of you, there are times like where you're both talking about the kids
Unfortunately,
and work together pretty well.
I would say that until I found out what occurred
So-
until I
okay.
signed that paper and
Okay,
when,
so you
no.
would say that, there are times in the past.
He has always had alternative motives, unfortunately.
So would you say that, Dad, there are times where the two of you are
No,
talking
it's,
about the girls?
it's when I had to give her a hotel to put her in a rehab. It's
Okay.
to do stuff. It wasn't. It's
I never
never
went to a
been-
rehab.
Okay.
It's
I've never been put in a hotel.
So,
It's never
so
been
now,
that, yeah.
I was asking about the past.
Yeah.
And notice what happened when I asked about the past. Things kind of went off the rails. Okay, so let's put that off to the side. But talking about current time, because you know this, you have to know this, because you've been doing this for a long time,
Mhm.
parenting from separate residences. You must know that the co-parenting relationship between the two of you is really key. Because you can rely on the court orders, and you do, and that's probably what's going to happen in January. You know,
Mhm.
the two of you don't have an agreement, and the court's going to be the one to make the best orders possible. And
Right.
I'll make a recommendation. I'll do the best I can. I'll tell you that much. But with that, there's going to be a lot of gaps. There's going to be a lot for the two of you to address for your two girls. And so what I'm asking is like co-parenting classes. Do you have any willingness to do co-parenting classes
Yes.
with the other parent? Because there's a need for it. I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is like, are you willing? Because if you're
Yes.
willing, it's likely to
I
be
am.
time well spent.
I've begged him to take them many
Okay.
times.
So sitting here now, you're saying, yeah, I want to do that.
I've begged
Mom said
him
it.
to take them many times.
Dad, you're saying you're willing to do it
Yeah.
currently?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
As long as we can meet somewhere over,
In the middle?
because I do work full time and I do have a family.
So do I.
And I do have
Yeah.
a son in football and stuff. So yeah.
So it's not going to be in Elsinore, because I
Right.
don't know of any co-parenting there. It's probably going to be Riverside.
It could be.
Corona, Riverside or Corona. Yeah. But here's the thing. The question is, I was asking, like, are you willing to do that? The related question is it going to be time well spent? And I think it's clearly going to be time well spent.
It depends
You
on
guys
if
do
it's
that.
used. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good chance it's going to be better than time spent here.
It depends on how the
Because-
next
because
court hearing
it's a
goes
big
down.
issue.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, I mean, the two of you have this power struggle, and you see it very differently, to the point where I'm asking you, like, okay, well, what if it doesn't go that way? Then what? And you both
Well, my
have
question
something
is-
to say about this.
'Cause I feel
and
like-
it's not going to change anytime soon.
Well-
but you have these two girls you both care about, you both love, you both want the absolute best for them, and there's a lot that you could do
Yeah.
in the way you approach each other. You know, and Dad can only do that part for himself. But
Right.
the way you approach Mom, like asking yourself, like what can I do to make that
And I've
better? And Mom asking herself, like, what can I do to make that
Right.
better? Because if you do that, and you acquire some new tools and you use them, it's going to make a difference. You know, even if you don't agree on child custody, it's absolutely possible for parents to not agree on everything and improve the co-parenting relationship and to make it fully worthwhile to do that co-parenting class. Okay, so that's one thing. I'm going to tell the court you guys agree on that. Okay. So this holiday schedule that you have, just leave that the way it is,
Yes.
would you say? Good. And I think it's from 2017, the holiday
It is.
schedule. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, the laws are good.
And the way you do, well, maybe there's no way to answer this one. I'm going to ask you about exchanges.
At the Corona Police Station.
But
That's where
how
we
you
do
it?
them. Yes.
I would like to change that
So,
too.
so you'd like to continue that? Is there another public place where you can do exchanges?
I'd like to keep it at the Corona Police Station.
Okay.
We,
So what do you suggest?
Would we pick up
I
from
would say,
school?
I would say,
It's on
like
the
Tom
side.
Collins. It's middle. Corona, when we did
I feel
the
safer with Corona
when we did the
PD.
PD,
He gets
that
a little
was
spicy
when we-
sometimes.
When we did the PD, that was when, you know, we were both living in Corona years and years ago.
No, we did Corona PD because we've had,
Okay,
parent
hold on,
exchanges.
Trying.
hold on, please.
So that was when we were both living in Corona, so that was easier for my apartment and her dad. At the time, like I said, with her past and everything, it was just better that I chose Corona PD with my attorney. But
Okay.
now, I think we're able to do it, honestly.
Okay. So you're saying, I just want to do a public place that's closer to midpoint.
Correct, yeah, that's my point, yeah.
And Mom's saying I want to do the police department because,
Just yesterday on the phone, he ripped the phone from my daughter's hand. It said, he called me an effing clown in front of my kids. He's keeping it professional now, but it's better that we have a police presence so that I don't have to encounter those types of
so let me ask you both.
yelling.
Mom.
I feel better with that.
So the girls are 10 and 8. How do you think it is for them
It's awful.
doing the exchange at a
Oh.
police station?
They do fine in the morning. They're fine. It's been great.
I mean, the fact that it's at a police station, does
They've
that
been great.
bother them, or is that?
Their grandfather was a cop. They have no problem with cops. They're fine with it.
Mhm.
Brooke's
Cops are
older.
friendly.
Brooke's older, she understands, she's like, there's something wrong, my parents have to do this. She's older, she's only 11.
Yeah.
She does.
What's wrong with cops?
Yeah. No, she just thinks it's sad that we have to go to the police station.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's never been any domestic violence. I've never been arrested. That's nothing
He's never
on our
been
side.
arrested.
Hers was domestic
Yeah.
violence. Yeah.
So legal custody's been joint all along?
Yeah, 50-50 the entire
So
time since 2013.
Called joint legal. So I imagine that's what you're proposing now. Is that true?
Yes, it's been that way since 2013.
I am not though.
I would love joint.
And when it comes to legal custody, what Dad's proposing is, let him talk. That's what I asked. What Dad's proposing is,
It's sole legal.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, in short, okay. Now this is the part where it's really important that you talk one at a time. It's been important all along, but I suspect that the two of you disagree. So when I ask you like, what's the basis for what you're proposing, you might vehemently disagree. But let him say it. Just because he says it doesn't mean it's true, right? Okay. So you're proposing sole legal custody with one parent, namely yourself. Because why is that best for you?
Because of her decision making. She has had terrible decision making. She has tried to take them from Corona District to Riverside when she was dating a guy. This is I know
because of the school issue.
I know
that's
it's
what I
past.
talked about.
This is the only reason why is this school is because I want to keep them in the school district that they go to, that they love, and not be bothered. If she comes around, if she leaves again, whatever it may be, I don't want to take parenting time, but I want to make sure that it's been a nightmare. I have the emails from the district because she tried to pull them after they already started school, and she was there on their first day.
Okay. So
4 months
really,
later.
you want sole legal for purposes of school decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it comes to medical or
I have no
dental
problem
or
with together.
counselors, that would be
No.
joint. Okay,
Yeah.
so for one area,
Correct.
mainly the area that's hot right now,
Yeah.
the school.
I just wanna leave it, yeah. And if I can't get full, then I will just resort back to our custody agreement where we both have to agree in order to make a decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mom, you already said, so joint legal custody.
Joint legal, joint physical, 50-50, even across the board. They are half each of our DNA.
Okay, and that's been the order since 2013, the joint legal, right?
Yes,
Correct.
and joint physical. I've never sought more than 50% custody.
So Mom, I hear what you're saying about, you said it more than once, you said I want, like 50-50.
It would be unfair for me to ask for more.
So if the girls are going to school where they go now, and they're spending less time with you during the school year and more time with you during school vacation periods,
It's detrimental to a girl who's going through puberty when there's I think a better middle ground that can be, it doesn't have to be Stallings, it can be somewhere in the middle of us that we both can afford.
so if the court's ordering that for the remainder of the school year, then if they're with you on, let's say on a given weekend, on the Monday, can you drive them to school on the Monday?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
So like Dad proposed first, third, fifth weekends with Mom, Friday to Sunday.
I don't
So what
agree, I don't agree with, I can't
But
do.
there's hypothetical.
No, I work nights. I work night
Yeah.
shifts, so I can't give you a hypothetical, because I only know my days right now is, I don't know what days that's gonna fall on with my work schedule. If I'm working a 12-hour shift, then no, I can't get them there in the morning, because I'm not getting off until 7:30. I don't know what those days would be.
So let's say it coincides with your week off.
Uh-huh.
You said you have a week off.
I get Wednesday, so I work Thursday nights through Tuesday night, so Thursday through Tuesday, 6 days straight, and then I'm off Wednesday to Wednesday.
Okay, so let's say the weekend's in between the Wednesday and Wednesday that you're off. Then should it be Friday to Sunday or Friday to Monday? You drive to school on Monday.
I can't, that sounds so crazy to me, for my kids to have to go back and forth, which day are we with Mom? That's why we used to do this 2 on, 2 off. That's why we did this week on, week off, so then it's just one day where they're like, okay, we do the exchanges, Dad drops off at school, Mom picks up. So there's less confusion for them, they were always wondering where they were going, and I honestly, I don't have a calendar in front of me to even try to, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know which ones are my work days,
Well,
and
it depends on
then
your
I have to
work
try,
schedule, is
then I
what
have to try to
you're
get daycare, yeah, it does.
Okay. And how it lines up with the.
Yeah, because right now I tried to get it to line up to being free with them the entire time, so that they get all of me.
Alright. So, does your existing order, does it say no physical discipline? Do you guys use physical discipline?
No.
No.
You girls are kind of old for that.
Yeah, no, we don't do
That's not
that.
even
No.
No.
an issue at all, yeah.
Take away tablets and devices.
Does that work pretty well?
Sometimes, yes, actually it's very effective, they like it.
How long do you take away the devices for?
It depends, they're actually really not bad, so I haven't really had to do that, but I usually take it away for, they're not on it the whole time, they just get to play, like, right before bed, they'll watch videos. If they're bad, then they don't get to watch them right before bed, and we do stories instead.
And how about your house? How's it
There's
go?
no tablets at our house.
If something's going on where the girls are
They get sentences.
doing something against housework,
Sentences.
what does that mean, writing?
Writing sentences.
Like how many?
Just a page.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how's that work?
Great. They have great penmanship now. That's what I
So,
did too.
do you guys talk about that? Like, hey, they write sentences and that works, or hey, we take
Yeah, it goes
electronic
back and
devices.
forth because when I
You guys, is
when
there
I
back and
call,
forth about that?
I just hate
No.
that they're on the tablets all the time at our house because they don't go to school. So that's my only grief. when
Okay,
it comes to that.
what I'm asking is, when it comes to disciplining the girls, or do the two of you talk about that?
No.
We communicate about that?
We don't communicate. We just drop off, pick up, and that's it.
So what I hear from a lot of parents, in the last few years especially, is they'll use like talkingparents.com.
That's what we have.
We have that.
Okay, how is that?
I've tried.
Or is your concern?
I've tried
We
to
use
keep
it.
it on that, we use it, it's great, I'd like to keep it that way.
It's a tool, so
Yeah,
not-
it's an effective tool,
Isn't resolving
but
it.
it,
Yeah, we use texting too because sometimes it takes forever to respond on that. So you need to
Yeah,
call real quick, you know.
okay.
Yeah.
I wish that we could have something that our phone conversations couldn't be interrupted and, little things like that.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is stop there. So we have your email address. That's it. What is that?
Sean was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mind writing that? So I wanna make sure you get the recommendation. And if Renee can't read your writing, probably not gonna get it. Cassandra, RN
3
3.
at iCloud.com.
Alright, that's in 3. So then what you can expect is I'll do that, I'll write a memo to the court, and then, on the day of court, if the two of you, or if you have attorneys, if mom, dad, and attorneys have an agreement, then the agreement will become the order. If not, usually what happens, the court says, oh, well, what do you think of this recommendation, mom? What do you think of this recommendation, dad? And makes orders off of that.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna interview the girls, just so
Okay.
you know. So as far as I'm concerned, kids interview. The court date's January 15th.
Yes.
And that's a Wednesday. Yeah. All right, so you'll get the recommendation in advance of that.
Did you want my calendar that
We'll take it from there.
that I put together, that my attorney and I put together for Plan B to help out?
No, but I mean, because I understood.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You have it, and you probably put it in your paper.
It's going to be followed, yeah. We just put it together for mediation, just after the financial stuff came in.
Okay, folks, let's take it easy on each other.